everybody, today we are cooking lamb slash mutton stew, my favorite. You are going to need a really big pot because there's going to be a lot of stuff going in there, and there's oil lightly covering the bottom, and I've used vegetable oil. You could even use sunflower oil. I very rarely use olive oil for anything because it splatters and it's just terrible to work with, and also I don't really like the flavor of olive oil. I've also got 3 little blocks of butter, which would be about 3 tablespoons, but you can adjust that according to what you like. Also, we have, of course, I have about 2 pounds or roughly around a kilogram of lamb that's cut up. And just to save space, because I don't really have much space to work with on this counter next to the stove, I've already put about 2 tablespoons of pepper because I like my stew to have a kick. I've put about a tablespoon of dried thyme. You could even use fresh thyme as well, which would actually be better, but I'm using what I have. And about half a teaspoon of salt. I've added a little bit extra because I tend to put too little salt, but it's always better than having too much and your entire meal getting spoiled by being salty. I have some onions chopped up. That's about half an onion and 2 bay leaf, and I've also got some Ceylon cinnamon, and this is actually much milder than normal cinnamon that you would get in the store, so I've put an extra stick there, but I would usually use just 1. And the other thing I've put in is half a teaspoon of ground cumin. That's not usually what I would use in it. It's not usually how my mom's recipe would go, but lately I've gotten to love cumin a lot, so I thought I'd be a bit of an experimentalist today. Also, I have a lot of carrots, peas, green beans, corn, and yeah, well, this is frozen stuff that I've already pre-boiled, but usually I would use fresh vegetables, but this is just convenient for today since I am only cooking for myself. And you can put as much as you like, and I like lots of carrots and I like lots of peas. That is why there's quite a lot of these vegetables, but if you want a measurement, I've used about 2 cups worth of vegetables. I have half a cabbage chopped as well. And one tip for when you're cooking cabbage, because it is a gassy vegetable, is to put a pinch of sugar in your meal as well. However you cook it, you will find that there's a big difference. So at any point during the time when your cabbage is almost halfway cooked, just add a pinch of sugar in there. Here we have half a cup of water with a tablespoon of flour. This is going to be used towards the end of the cooking process to thicken the stew as well, so that it gives it a good, nice texture. I have about 4 or 5 potatoes chopped up and pierced also so that they cook evenly, and I've got them in water still because potatoes go brown really fast. And I've also got a kettle of boiling water ready, and yeah, those are your ingredients. So let's get down to cooking the stew. The first step is, once you've heated up your oil and butter, you are going to put in your onions, bay leaf, and your cinnamon, and this is going to fry until your onions are a little bit softer and almost cooked, and then we will move on to step 2, which would be putting in our meat. Okay, so I've had meat cooking now for about 5 minutes, and I like cooking lamb for a little bit longer because I like it well cooked, especially for a stew. And I've added a little bit of water so that it doesn't dry out. I've got it on the almost last highest of heat, and I'm going to put the lid back on this, and I'm going to check on it every few minutes, about every 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm just going to let the meat cook until it's basically 90% cooked, and until all that pinkness is out. So yeah, if you had it for 5 minutes, I'm going to leave it to cook for another 20 minutes more before I start adding in my vegetables. Okay, now that the meat was at the peak, I added in my potatoes and about half the water that I had the potatoes in, and I'm going to set my heat to the highest temperature, and I'm going to leave this until the potatoes are cooked 3/4 of the way. Okay, now I've added my cabbage in, And I've actually moved my pot over to another stove that has the power boil function because I'm very impatient and I'd like my stew to cook a little bit faster. And I'm going to cook the cabbage until it is almost done before adding the rest of my vegetables. Okay, now that my potatoes are about 95% cooked and my cabbage is also almost cooked, I've added in the rest of the vegetables. And I'm going to leave this to cook, adding water accordingly so that it doesn't dry out. You've got to have a lot of water in it so that it creates a good gravy. I'm going to leave this to cook for about another 15 to 20 minutes. And thereafter I'm going to add my flour and water mixture. Okay, I've added the flour and water. And I thought I'd like my stew to be a little bit thicker, so I used another tablespoon with just a quarter cup of water. I've stirred it well and I've added it to the stew. And just wait until all this top foamy bit dies down a bit. That's when you know your stew is cooked. Well, basically, if you're really hungry, you can check if your potatoes are cooked, make sure your cabbage is cooked well and your meat is cooked thoroughly before serving your stew. Now you could have this with some butter bread on the side. That's how I generally have it, in a nice big cup of tea. Or you could just have it just like that, as though you were having just stew. But yeah, that's how I cook my lamb/mutton stew according to my mom's recipe. And hopefully I will get to do my dad's recipe soon for stew as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and please don't forget to leave your comments below. Bye!